Occasionally after sex, you'll hear things that are puzzling. Actually, I had a woman say this to me, and this was not after regular sex either. This is after 6 hours of jungle love. O-E-O-E-O. Got some recognition on that. People who've been there, yeah. 6 hours of jungle love. This woman turned to me. She said, "Tom, would you mind if I used your toothbrush?" I'm thinking it's a little late to worry about hygiene now. You can clean the floor with it. I don't care. We partied. That's the great thing about this job. You get to talk about those things. I'm pissed off about my education, pissed off that I spent so much money on it. Spent $40,000 on my education. 40 grand. I own $40,000 worth of information. It's all contained in this small area right here, $40,000. I've been out of college 12 years. In 12 years, no one has asked me for any of this information. I could have stayed stupid and bought a Lamborghini. No practical use for it. No policeman has ever stopped me for speeding and said, "Boy, you were doing 65 miles an hour. What is the definition of osmosis?" I'm ready for that. I studied molecular movement from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration across a semi-permeable membrane, sir. Well, hell, you can go. Shit, I thought we had him on that one. Took 4 years worth of Spanish. Took $10,000 worth of Spanish. I own $10,000 worth of Spanish. That breaks down to 2 $5,000 sentences. One, mi tocadisco está descompuesto. My record player is broken. Pretty good for 5 grand. 2, que lástima. Dos chicas en la cocina. What a pity there are 2 girls in the kitchen. You can well imagine how many times I have needed those sentences. So it's a beautiful language. There's obviously some people who speak Spanish in the audience. Yeah. It's a lovely, romantic language. Almost anything you say. It's like French. Anything you say, this is French. Faites le bruit du cochon. Is that beautiful? Make the pig noise. I'm pretty much ready to travel, you know what I mean? Just, Faites le bruit du cochon. Yeah. People wonder where I learned sentences like, "Where's the nude beach?" I learned that in Martinique. I went to Club Med. Evening meal at every Club Med in the world is served the same way. Family style, 8 people to a table, strangers, you don't know them. On my first evening at the Club Med, the meal, I'm seated with 7 Latin Americans. Now, we're eating dinner, discussing the problems that I'd been having with my stereo. The subject of the nude beach comes up. Well, I'm instantly intrigued, you know, because I've never been, and I want to go. So I went. Now, I want to pass this on as like the most important information I can pass on to you. Before you go to a nude beach, the first time ever in your life, the first time, before you go, there are things you must think about before you go. Sunscreen. Yeah, and we're not talking number 15, we're talking mayonnaise. Sunburn would be unthinkable. I'm a bright young man. I had imagined the problem. I solved it. I bought sunscreen. I was proud of myself for thinking ahead. I was smug. I got to the beach. Everyone is there. There were a lot of people. I put the towel down. Took off my clothes. I sat down on the towel. Got out the sunscreen. Squeezed it onto my hand. I realized I hadn't thought far enough ahead. This is something you got to be real casual about. Problem was compounded by the fact that on the tube it said reapply every 20 minutes. It seemed real frequent to me. I'd just be recovering from one application, have to do another. And the more you put on, the more you need to put on. Just keep visualizing it. It'll come to you. When I got back to the States, I went looking for a nude beach to go to here. Found one near San Diego. Real famous one. Anybody? Black's Beach? Yeah. Tough beach to get to. 300-foot cliffs straight down. You got to crawl down the cliffs to get to the beach. Don't have to crawl down naked. I didn't know that till I got down there. So that's what I like about comedy. You can talk about the things that piss you off, and you can talk about the truth. I mean, as long as I got a life, I got material. It just happens to me. This shit just happens to me. Do we have any nurses in the crowd tonight? Clap your hands if we got nurses. Okay. I just want you for corroboration on this. You just tell them if I'm lying. I had my gallbladder taken out, and while I was in the hospital, I found some stuff I really liked. Demerol. Yeah, I want more Demerol. I've made a list of other organs I don't need. Well, I figured if God didn't want me to have Demerol, he wouldn't have given me that extra lung. Before they take you down for surgery, they give you a little drug cocktail, Demerol and Vistaril. Write it down, ask for it by name. And it's wonderful, and it's not to put you to sleep, is it? They just want you to be fucked up. Yeah, when I got to the operating room, I was so happy, I was going, cut me now. I want to watch. Give me that, I want to help. They got the scalpel away from me. Put you to sleep with sodium pentothal. Sodium pentothal will be a great party drug, as long as the party only lasted 4 seconds. Because it's like, all right, pop. Oh, boy. Sodium pentothal goes in through an IV that's in your arm. When you get to the operating room, they don't stick you with a needle down there, although it wouldn't have mattered. Could have stuck me with nails. Build some bookshelves. Make me a library. Sodium pentothal starts. The anesthesiologist is standing behind me. He says, Mr. Parks, you're going to start to feel sleepy now. This is a major understatement. I'm going down hard. I'd been real calm about the operation until I started going down hard. Suddenly I realized what I'm doing. I'm lying there naked. On a table in front of people I don't know. And they have knives. What's wrong with this picture? I panicked. I had just enough time to formulate the word, wait. I got a nice clear picture of that word in my mind. It never got to my lips. I woke up in the recovery room going, wait! Oh no! Bookshelves! Of course it wasn't bookshelves. I did learn another piece of medical equipment while I was in the hospital. Actually, I knew this one before I went in, but I didn't know it then as I know it now. I learned the true meaning of the word catheter. This one was my fault. It was 8 hours after the operation. I'm lying in my room, minding my own business. Apparently not well enough. Because a young, attractive female nurse walked into my room and innocently asked, Mr. Parks, have you urinated yet? I will never say no to that question again. She did something ugly to me. With no foreplay. And no Demerol. I see some puzzled looks down here. Big guy, you know what a catheter is? It's a tube inserted in your urethra. Your dick. About that big around. No, the tube, not your dick. Ooh. Ladies, I now have empathy, not just sympathy. I got empathy for you and your trips to male gynecologists. Because I'd never been touched clinically before. And this is clinical. She just grabs you. This size is approximate. Your actual size may vary. Then she grabs that too. Yes. And then... And inserts it. And inserts it. All you can do is lie there and pretend this happens every day. I'm trying to be real macho about it. I'm lying there going, deeper! That's all right. No problem. Wait a minute. Wait. Back it out. All I could think about while she was putting it in was, oh, God, please don't let her have just had a fight with her boyfriend. One last point of order. What I got was the Foley catheter. Right on the end of the Foley. The end that's inside you, there's a little balloon. And this balloon must be inflated after the catheter's in place. Well, she didn't inflate it the way I thought she was going to. I can only assume that would have required the head nurse. Thank you all very much. Good night. Thank you.